Good morning, Facebook family. I pray that all is well this morning with you. I come to encourage you this morning. Be in good cheer. Know that God is going to do what He said He's going to do. I know that I keep saying that, but I just want to keep on just letting you know that God is going to do exactly what He said He was going to do. A couple of things I want to talk about this morning. I just kind of want to just talk about some things that my bishop preached up on this Sunday as we were talking about transformation. And one thing that he really expounded upon is that we have to get to the very core of who we are before we can become the best presentation. Becoming the best presentation of who God has called us to be. And I encourage you today to get down to the core of who you are. And in order to do that, some of the things he stated on this Sunday that you need to do to get down to the core and to the root of who you are. Number one, he said that we have to work out the internal. We have to work what God has put in us. What God is put, what is it if that we're good, but we're not functioning. We're not functioning. Some of us might be saying, we might say, oh, you know what? I read my Bible every day. I do what God tells me to do, but you're not functioning. You're sitting in the church like a bump on the log. You're not doing anything. And you think that this because I go to church every day. No, you were created on this earth to do something. Something. And it may not be in the pulpit. It might be just something as simply going to visit the homeless. Going to visit those that might be in nursing homes. It might be something that small. It doesn't necessarily have to be something very big. God might call you to be an encourager to those that feel like they don't have any hope. There is a purpose for your life, and it's clearly not for you to just sit on the pew to be a bench warmer. That's not what God called us to do. See, it reminds us of those that Jesus have gave talents to. And that one, he went and hid his. And guess what? God punished him from that. God killed him because he sat on he sat on his gift. I'm encouraging you to seek God's face. Ask God, what is your gifting? And it doesn't have to be so. Sometimes when we see people and we say, oh, it might just be this big, profound thing. And it might be something very small and simple as just encouraging somebody. Just giving somebody a helping hand. Yeah, just giving somebody just a helping hand. But I encourage you to find out who you are. Who you are. Become the best presentation of what God has called you to. I encourage you to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Your mind. If you think that just sitting in on a bench and just going to church every day is doing something, and then you have those who don't go to church, but they say, you know what, I'm doing what God tells me to do. That's not enough. We have to stay connected and actually tell you the truth. The church is a hospital, number one. Number two, another reason to go to church, he said that we may build each other up. Because that might be somebody at church that might need to hear your testimony. They might need to hear what you're going through and what you come out of. We are supposed to be encouragers of one another. What happened to us? What happened to us encouraging each other, building each other up in our most holy faith? What happened? I'm going to tell you, we lost the love of Christ. This is why I keep talking about love. We have lost the love of Christ, and we have to get it back into the house. The love of Christ. But not only that, again, I just want you to be encouraged and know, be transformed. But it starts on the inside or the inner core of who you are. That's where it starts. And I encourage you to look at the man in the mirror. And that's what the foundation of our 21-day prayer is about. Is about looking at the man in the mirror. Finding out how that man that you see in the mirror, whatever you don't like, change it. How can you become the best presentation? What can you do to change and to become a better spiritual person? What can you do to become more relational? What can you do to become a better believer? What can you do? Don't look across the water. Oh, honey, I know. No, what can you do? Oftentimes, we don't work out our own soul salvation. We too busy looking at our brothers, our sisters, our husbands, our wives, instead of looking at what can I do to change the situation? What can I do to make things better? But oftentimes we want somebody else to change. You need to do this. You need to do that. You need to do this better. Well, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be acting like this. No. What it is that them doing what they doing is only bringing out what's in you that you need to change and that you need to be delivered from so you can get it together. That's why it's coming out in you. And so let's not point a finger no longer, especially in marriages. Y'all need to find out how you can beat each other, showing each other love, out loving each other, not looking at the faults, because